All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the house of David, which are the elect. And salutations to you brothers out there who are giving all diligence to make it calling election sure. All right, basically, this video is gonna be, around the topic of, don't limit the Lord's power with your imagination. Okay, reason I say that is because just because you can't, because you got to keep in mind, let me start with that scripture. You got to keep in mind that the way the Lord sees things and the way the Lord thinks, all right, is not the way we think. Isaiah 55:8. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith Yahweh. So just because you might not see, all right, a way out of a certain situation, okay, or a possibility where you might not see a possibility, the Lord might see a possibility. Okay, heck, the Lord does see a possibility. Okay, so you can't limit the Lord's power in your mind because of your imagination, because you can't see a way out of it. Don't think that it can't happen. Okay, because that's gonna decrease your faith. All right, because then now you're gonna be hesitant to do certain things because you're gonna feel as though you can't do it because of your imagination. You're limiting the Lord's power. And I got right here's an example of Elijah the prophet. Okay, and in this chapter is a really good chapter, 1 Kings 17th chapter. All right, basically it gives some examples, okay, of what the Lord did. Okay, and how it's like all these things that the Lord can do. All right, it's like the scriptures talk about how the Lord's hand is not too short, to basically save. Okay, so I'm gonna just go through the chapter, and whatever direction the Spirit has this video going, we'll go with that. Okay, so this is 1 Kings 17 verse 1. It says, and Elijah the Tishbite, who was of the inhabitants of Gilead, said unto Ahab, as Yahweh power of Israel liveth, before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor rain these years, but according to my word. Okay, and so basically Elijah had it to where, through the Spirit of the Lord, that there was a drought. Okay, for a certain amount of time, he halted basically the rain. Okay, and he was a prophet of the Lord. He had the power to do that. Okay, through the Lord. All right, so it says, and the word of Yahweh came on to him, saying, get thee hence and turn thee eastward and hide thyself by the brook Cherith that is before Jordan. Okay, why? Because obviously, if you just told the king, that there's gonna be a drought, and there is a drought, what do you think they're gonna want to do to you? They probably want to take your head off clean. You have people probably be like, what? Maybe if we kill him, the drought will end. All right, wicked thoughts like that. So the Lord told Elijah to go hide. All right, by the brook, which slack, my phone is airplane mode. I can't look it up, but is I would say, if I'm mistaken, just look it up or correct me, but it's like a river bank or a river side, because Jordan is basically a river. All right, it's something like a little valley or something along those lines. So it says, and it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook. Okay, and I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there. Okay, so that's the example right there. The Lord said he commanded the ravens to feed Elijah, all right, over there. Now think about that. All right, think about that. That's out of this world. Okay, and it's a light thing for the Lord. He commanded them. So no matter what, them ravens are gonna do it. Just like you see birds flying in the sky, going wherever they're going, the Lord had it to where the birds were gonna feed Elijah. Okay, so let's read on and see what they did. It says, verse 5, so he went and did according unto the word of Yahweh. For he went and dwelt by the brook Cherith that is before Jordan. And the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening, and he drank of the brook. So he had something to drink, he had a beverage or something to drink, and he had food to eat morning and evening. All right, where did those birds get the food from? Well, I don't know that. Okay, but that's the power of the Lord. Where you don't have. So during Jacob's trouble, You don't, you know what I mean? You look, you don't have to worry about, because that's why when the Lord sent the disciples, he said, what? Don't take any thought of what you're gonna eat, where. No, the Lord got that. He got that all covered, man. All right, just focus on solely on what he wants you to do, which is to push this word. All right, don't worry about all the other stuff, man. The Lord got insurance on you. All right. And Elijah knew, he had the faith. He knew that hey, the Lord said it, so it was gonna happen. All right. Now, for the average person, if you hear, yo, go hide over here, I'm gonna have some birds. I'm gonna command the ravens to bring you food. The average person, because of the lack of faith, they what? What? Ravens bring me food? What the hell? They can't, because they can't see it. They can't believe it, because it's never, quote unquote, happened to them. They've never seen it happen. It's out of the ordinary. All right. And that's what I mean by limiting the Lord's power with your imagination, because they can't imagine that happening. They think it cannot happen. They think the Lord can't do it. All right. And that's the wrong path to go down, man. All right. So verse 7, it says, and it came to pass after a while that the brook dried up, because there had been no rain in the land. And the word of Yahweh came unto him, saying, arise, get thee to Zarephath, which belongeth to Zidon, and dwell there. Behold, I have commanded a widow woman there to sustain thee. So the Lord had already set it up. He already said, he said, yo, just go here. I put it in the spirit. I already let this woman know what she got to do. All right, so you don't got to worry about anything, man. Hey, man, that's beautiful, man. So in verse 10 it says, so he arose and went to Zarephath, and when he came to the gate of the city, behold, the widow woman was there gathering of sticks. And he called to her and said, fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel, that I may drink. And as she was going to fetch it, he called to her and said, bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in thine hand. So it's just like you send somebody to do something, and you might remember afterwards. Oh, by the way, just get me this also when when you're coming back. And it says, and she said, as Yahweh thy power liveth, I have not cake, but an handful of meal in a barrel, and a little oil in a cruse. And behold, I am gathering 2 sticks, that I may go in and dress it for me and my son, that we may eat it and die. Right? Because the amount that they had was not enough to, quote unquote, sustain them. All right. So basically it was going to be like their last meal. It says, and Elijah said unto her, fear not, and do as thou hast said, but make me therefore a little cake first, and bring it unto me, and after make for thee and for thy son. Okay, so he basically said, no, I hear what you're saying. All right, you can do that, but before you do that, I'm telling you, do this. All right, you're going to have to make me that cake first. All right. And, basically, that's because Elijah knew that, the Lord was on his side. All right. And so, like,